You're listening to For Better and Worse with Jess and Rach.
All right, we good? It's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question. Are we good? Are we here?
We are here. We are back. We're coming at you live in Gather, Akron studio space and co-working space.
We've got a lot of blankets surrounding us in the hopes that it will dampen down
the echo.
But, you know, if not, guys, we hope you're here for more than the audio quality.
We do. But if you're not, you can turn it off now.
Yeah, we're trying to find a work-life balance, and it just makes sense for us to record here, and it looks great.
The aesthetic is there.
Yeah. So here to us.
To us.
To the sisterhood.
To For Better and Worse with Jess
And Rach.
Here we are.
How are you, Jess? How's your life going? Back in the weddings, back in the swang of things.
The swang of things is hard. It's a hard knock life for me out here. I'm just gonna keep the honesty out there and the transparency. You go from couple months off, COVID times, maybe seeing about 5 people a month to full crowded rooms. I am completely overstimulated. I was at cocktail hour. I was looking at my second shooter, Kat. Shout out Kat for an awesome weekend. But I was like, dude, I'm overstimulated. Like, I cannot. The echo in this room. There's so many people. I feel really close. I'm unmasked because the CDC said so that we were allowed at this private event. So it was wild. But along with all the craziness that went down for my doubleheader wedding weekend, but now it's all making sense because Mercury is in retrograde.
When did that start over the because I'm not kidding you. This weekend, you, the three, me, you, and Kat were all in a group chat, and I just couldn't come up from the dead. Okay, I slept. Okay, and I know this sounds like weird. I slept for over 8 hours, 2 days in a row.
But that's abnormal for you.
Lately, yeah. We're on a good 5.5, 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just feel like my body is completely shutting down, and I'm really trying to match it. You know, I'm trying to take on what I can take on and stop what I can't, and just trying to enjoy my life. But yeah, that on Sunday, dead of the world. Monday, dead of the world.
Yeah.
Today,
a little bit of life.
Did some work, and I did some work yesterday too.
But always working.
We're always working. We've got
but we don't condone hustle culture, so don't.
No, I talked to my therapist about that. So I had my first therapy. I accidentally took a whole month off. Because
that doesn't sound so accidental.
It was
you were really busy.
The last therapy I had with her, and until last week, I was in the car, in the parking lot at the studio, in the middle of renovations. That has been my life. And so it was although that was a fine session, it's just cutting in and out, video chat, and
other things on your mind.
And I was just really, the idea of taking an hour for therapy was not in the cards for me. And so, but I talked to her about this in therapy because Jerry, shout out Jerry, Ladies and Tangents, if you know, you know, she was here working. And her and I both have this workaholic kind of mindset, and it's not boss babe energy. It's just we're competing with ourselves, I guess.
Right.
This, how much can I take on? How much can I do? How great can I be? But then it's also this I will never be proud of myself. I will never be able to acknowledge that. I'll never be able to own that.
So you're chasing something that's unachievable.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I looked to Jerry this was before therapy, but I don't remember. But I was like, when does this end? When does this just stop? When do I get there? When do I just decide, okay, Rachel,
you've done enough.
Yeah, 3 businesses and a part-time job is enough. When does that get to be? And I was talking to my therapist because I don't know where it came from, right? My parents were very present, loving people in my life, and have never hesitated to say, I'm proud of you, I love you, but I struggle. It's I don't feel.
It's a battle within yourself.
Because Catherine was like, Rachel, how many how many 27-year-olds do you know that have 2 businesses and 3, like, meaning that, like, with the podcast?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't ask. But then I'm like, how can I see something as an accomplishment if I don't feel like I've accomplished anything? Because I'm like, well, I've started stuff. Like, can you really accomplish something if you don't finish it? It's like, I guess maybe I'm thinking, like, by the end of my life, I'll feel accomplished when I'm done with these things.
But I think you're missing, like, the little things along the way.
Yeah, but why? Like, what is that? What is internally
because
wrong
something
with me?
in your mind is saying, like, it's chasing happiness. It's back to that. It's like, when this is successful, when I make this amount of money. But, like, we're done doing that, though.
I know, but what's weird is, like, I really can't get to the bottom of this, and maybe other people will resonate with it. It's like, I really am not motivated by money. If I was, I don't think I would be doing some of the things I'm doing. Like, I'm not in the most profitable season of my life. And, like, I took on another expense. So, like, this year would have been my most successful, profitable year, hands down, of being a wedding photographer. And I took on this, which is going to put me. And so it's like, money is not it. I don't know what it is about. Any other type 8s out there? Any other real.
Enlighten us.
Because it's like, in my head, I was thinking after therapy, as one does, it's like, okay, when would I feel accomplished? Like, what would I have to do to be like, yeah, Rach, you can be proud of myself? In my head, I thought, you know what? If I make it on the Tonight Show, I think my. And then I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do to be on the Tonight Show?
It's a great goal,
but
Rach.
what do I do? I'm like, none of my hobbies, nothing. I'm like, what are you gonna do? But in my head, I think because in my fucked up head, I'm like, you would never, ever, ever do that. There's nothing. It's not like I want to be a writer or like a comedian or anything. So it's like,
well, until then,
I'll be living in my own delusions.
OMG. And with all of this uncertainty, back around to Mercury Retrograde.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so for those of you who don't know, people always say this when, like, shit goes wrong. Like, oh, Mercury's in retrograde. But no one really knows what it means. But it happens 3 times a year, and it means when the planet Mercury orbits, I think it's backwards. Yeah, travels backwards, which is retrograde. Right. There you go. But anyways, if you don't know this and you hear it all the time, it highly affects humans and their behavior and their intuitions. So a lot of things that happen are like miscommunication. It's really highly in miscommunication. So like lost love letters, like these like razzled travel plans get really fucked up. I've heard a lot of stories about that.
I want to get on a Reddit thread about that.
You should. And there's so many weird coincidences that happen. And I know that, I feel that all the time. But I'm always like, Mercury's in retrograde. People always say it, use that as an excuse, but it's actually a real thing. But yeah, so I just want to read this little bit about Mercury in retrograde. The planet Mercury rules communication, which is why all the communication stuff is connected in all forms: listening, writing, reading, speaking, and so on, as well as activities closely related to communication, like negotiations and contracts. It also rules travel, automobiles, shipping, and mail. So
it rules contracts?
Yes.
Maybe that's Michelle, if you're listening.
Oh.
I've been real sleeping on getting you your contract for videography, so sorry.
That'll be
Mercury.
Blame Mercury. But that's our first wedding we'll be doing together. Photo and video.
It's in over a year.
Yeah, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
But no, anyways, you can't stop your life. Obviously, shit is going to happen. Just plan ahead. Have backup plans, especially during this time.
When is it over, Jess? When
is it
over?
So Mercury will be in retrograde from May 29th to June 22nd. Ruh-roh. But anyways, we will blame every chaos, all the things, everything on Mercury in retrograde from here until the 22nd.
Here's a question for you, Jess. As what are you, a star friend?
I'm really not. I do.
But who decided that Mercury was in charge of communication?
That it's all. I think it's based on like an old practice of astrology is what I've gathered. I can't really pinpoint it. I just want to say that I'm really not a star girl. Like my sister She's real into it. Like
real into it.
swears,
Cried on giving her speech at your
yeah,
wedding,
it was really
talking about stars.
Yeah, it really means a lot to her. But a lot of people around me are, and also I worked in the autism community, and if I know nurses, people who worked in mental health can attest to this, that on full moon days, it is absolute chaos. And I actually had a client who was born, he was a millennium baby, so he was January 1st 2000, and that was like, that was wild. So anyway, so he was born on that day. He was like one of the first babies in 2000.
Yeah.
And every moon, full moon, half moon, new moon, super moon, all that shit, he would get in a hold, like a physical hold. So he'd be aggressive, that he would require a restraint. But it was like fucking clockwork. It was so insane. So if you don't believe it, I'm going to put
susceptible to the energies of the universe.
But I'm not even I'm not a big like, oh, energy girl. I'm really not. So I'm just saying, from someone like a realist, I'm a realist, and this shit proves very true. High intuitions, be on alert, you guys, communicate effectively, but also at this time, reflect.
If you want to take a solo camping trip, now's the time to do so.
Yes. Yeah. Be by yourself. Reflect. Some weird shit might go down. Some chaotic events could go down. Blame it on Mercury. Yeah. Blame all the fuckery happening from now until the June 22nd on fucking Mercury.
Okay. I believe it.
Speaking of miscommunication, Joe and I are anticipating some guests this weekend.
Ooh, who's coming? Who's coming to town?
Yeah, so we have my cousin coming on Thursday.
Okay.
One of my best friends is getting married on Saturday, so we're having some people from out of town stay over. Shout out Kim, I know you're listening. On Friday, so we're just getting things in order, moving some furniture, doing some cleaning, putting some things together, and it really is the miscommunication. It's highly rooted. It's just guys not guys in general. I'm not going to generalize.
Are you talking about putting together furniture? Is this where
we're back? We're back in furniture and my husband.
Okay.
And so it's just never fun. And I know this. And so I make him start it alone, and then I come in, swoop in for help at the end. So I'm not around for it. I kind of let him freak out on his own. That's okay. We've got this down.
So by the time you're there, the hair is already greasy from hands going through it.
100%. 100%. It's absolutely wet at this point. I mean, soaking wet from the sweat too, because God forbid he puts on a fan or opens a window. He just wants to really soak in the
sauna effect. It's gonna get him to work quicker. If he's in hell,
he's gonna sit there and burn in it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the analogy I used when we were taking apart a couch.
Taking apart?
Yeah, we have to move in to get it out of our 1940s home. We really have to do some maneuvering.
Which couch?
The one in the back room.
Oh.
Turned it into a dog couch. Had to get rid of it.
Did?
Ugh. Anyways, where was I going with this? Okay, taking apart the couch. And I'm like, every little thing, he's like, just let me help. Just all this stuff is really frustrating. I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like, why are we not laughing through this? And I said, if this were like a game show, this was a task that we were given, and we had to work together as a couple to take apart this couch, figure it out, get it out the door and into the garage. How would we'd come up with a game plan, and we were competing against other people, but now that we're not in that type of environment, like, why is this not fun for you? He's like, Jess, I'll never forget this conversation. He said, Jess, if there's competition involved and I'm competing against other people and I'm under pressure, I'm unstoppable. Unstoppable. He used the word unstoppable, and I said, well, that goes down as one of the douchiest things you've ever said. He still doesn't even think it's weird. He's like, what do you mean? I mean, I still hands down believe that. I'm like,
all right, dude. Joe.
Unstoppable. But you're not unstoppable when it comes down to really getting through it and laughing about it while we're doing it.
Yeah.
It's only when the task is done. But that's all I have.
Didn't you put together a bed frame?
We did put together a bed frame.
But it was the wrong size.
Correctamundo. And that was actually my fault.
Okay. I like that we're not talking about that, which must have been a meltdown.
I melted down.
Yeah.
So I melted down on that. And then Joe freaked out. We brought it full circle, got a new one. No big deal. But
new mattress or new bed frame?
Bed frame.
Okay.
But
it could have been either way. Like, once you build something, you're really going to unbuild it?
We did.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was the wrong size. So we ordered a full bed frame for a queen mattress. Yeah. We couldn't make that work. They'd be hanging off the edges. Wouldn't be comfy. So we did have to take it apart. Box it back up.
Oof.
But yeah, so cheers to that. cheers to Mercury Retrograde.
Thank you, Mercury.
Thank you, Mercury.
No, thank you, Mercury.
Yeah, thank you for giving
Are you
us...
being nice to Mercury in this time?
Yeah, let's just call it what it is. And I don't know what it is. There's a miscommunication for you.
Here we are. All right. This will be a rough episode the next several weeks.
Bear with us.
Bear with us. More wine?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, should we put it into the mic?
ASMR. Okay, I'm going to talk about ASMR.
You want to talk about ASMR?
It actually makes me cringe.
Does it?
I want to know, does anyone else feel like the hair on their back stick up because it's so frustrating and irritating and annoying? I want to know, because I watch an ASMR on TikTok and someone's like, does anyone else think that this is like highly irritating and like it's almost like you like
it's like too stimulating to your ears almost?
So, I don't know what it is. It's just I'm embarrassed. Am I getting secondhand embarrassment? I'm not sure. Like something about it just really irritates me.
Like what kind? Like some ASMR that I don't understand is like ASMR when people are like making cookies. I don't need to hear a spoon around a bowl. I don't need to like. I like hearing like bubbles. That's nice to me.
No, but it's the people who are talking into the mic and they're like, follow my voice, and they're tapping
ASMR?
and they're tapping.
Like
yes,
people doing spoken word poetry.
Yeah, but they're like they do this whole thing and they're like tapping on their face and their glasses and like it's a whole.
Does that help people?
It's a routine. I know people know it, and I just want to know that I'm not the only one who like cringes at it.
I've never found myself there.
Okay,
but I don't think I'd stay for long.
Yeah, I don't think you would either. I don't know. Some people are really into it. Like, really, I don't know. Something. It's like I don't know how to describe it. Just makes me.
Well,
cringe.
I'll agree with you blindly.
Okay.
That I hate it too.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, getting into the meat. Beat the meat episode. What?
Did you bring any potatoes?
No.
Made them potatoes.
The meat of the episode is wedding trends that we want to die out. I guess wedding trends we're not into or we feel like are outdated. Wedding trends that are this is our own advice. This is our opinion.
Yeah, our own opinion.
Yeah. So as two wedding photographers who've been to a lot of weddings and
I
have
don't even
planned
care to count at this point.
Yeah. But it's enough. It's enough to know. So take that for some
grain of salt.
Thank you. A little
tip of the dick.
A tip of the dick. Tip of the dick on some wedding trends that we need to rest in peace.
Okay.
I'm going first, hitting it off strong with brides.
You're only going, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will only go.
Yeah,
Bridesmaids proposals. The ones that you buy off Etsy. The boxes, the cheap shit that says, can't get hitched without my main bitch.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about. That's fine. I get like we should definitely formally ask our bridesmaids. I agree with that. That's an honor. But maybe let's just get a little creative.
Yeah.
We can buy individual gifts, but they don't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
You know? How do you feel towards this?
I do feel like it's one of those things that's like and I think part of these trends that we talked about is like part of these trends is also like things that we just think are kind of a waste of money.
Yeah, we can preface that.
Yeah, like so that little tiny bottle of Tito's with the little tiny like charm with the little tiny like what is she going to do with that box?
I just know
she can't re-gift it. She can't wrap her grandma's next Christmas present with it. Like,
there's only so many cups we can have with our name on it.
And I will say, just for like the environment, a general rule, like one-use items, put a question mark by them. Are they necessary?
Yeah,
if it's for one use.
Great point.
And what like the things you gave us, like you gave us those little mugs. We also gave us a bag. That bag has a purpose now. That little tote.
Yeah.
You just
I didn't want to wrap it. I put it in reusable bags. Use the bags.
Yeah. It's like you can never go wrong with a tote.
And you can never. I'll rhyme it. You can never go wrong with a note.
A note and a tote,
A
baby.
note and tote, baby.
Note and
because
tote it up.
the notes are like, you feel something about that. Like with a one-use item, it's like you'll use it. It'll be taken a photo of. Like your photographer will take a photo of it, and then that's it.
Yeah, I will say, like, as someone who will probably end up getting married again in their life, I wouldn't do it. That's not something I would do again. Like, the first time around, I did something like that. Some sort of, I don't remember what I balloons that people had to pop, and the question was inside, something like that.
Cute.
And I think I had a gift ready or something. Morgan, where's that shit now? You know what I mean? Like, where's the fucking shit now?
Yeah.
It's dead somewhere.
Kind of chuggy.
Yeah, it is chuggy. And a lot of weddings are just chug nation.
Yes.
Weddings are chuggy.
Hate to say it, but also I don't.
If I see that cursive font, you know, I just know it.
That's on the fucking Cricut that
Welcome.
You had your friend with your Cricut
Welcome.
make. That was me. I mean, Kim with the
Kim,
Cricut.
shout out.
You made dope as shit. Okay?
Yeah.
It's great. We appreciated it.
But
it's
all
just
of that.
we're here to
all
make
of that
fun of
script. We had matching onesies for kayaking.
God
all
bless it.
came
It
off.
was blessed on the material. Okay?
Yeah. Bless it.
Blame it.
Blessed material. Blessed be the material.
Blessed be the fruit. Blessed be the material of those onesies. Okay. Cruising right along. It goes hand in hand with the groomsmen proposals.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen. Joe has a stash.
I bet he does.
Of flasks.
Oh, yeah.
With
Did
his
they
name
come with
on it.
little tiny bottles of Jack Daniel?
Sure did.
Yep.
Sure did. And that name is going to scratch itself off by the end of the night, whoever put it on there.
And it's
sorry.
not, like, it is truly the thought that counts. I think for the groomsmen, something that would be great, something that would be super great, is just a cigar with a little note. Great.
Always a note.
All you need is just the
All you need is
basics.
some nice words.
You don't need a cedar chest to ask someone to be in your wedding.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
It
and
is.
weddings cost so much money. So also be okay if they say no. That's something I want to see normalized. I would really like to see asking someone to be in your wedding actually normalized. To be like, no.
Why would anyone fucking do that, though?
People, how many bridesmaids have you met with a bad motherfucking attitude? People that didn't want to be there, that put in if you got something negative to say about the bachelorette party location, about this, about that, about what you're going to wear. Like, if you are agreeing to be a bridesmaid, you are agreeing to the bullshit. You are agreeing to...
Yeah.
You are just saying yes. If you are agreeing to be a bridesmaid, you are giving a blanket statement yes to everything. To what you're wearing, to where you're going.
So shut up, Kelsey. And suit up and be there with no complaints. Be there
with no complaints, because we've seen some rough. I'm speaking from my own goddamn experience. Some people that were just not there to be there, and I think if you're not in the mental, if you don't have the mental capacity to be a yes man, to be wholeheartedly supportive, just don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it. And I think she didn't end up being in the wedding, but like one of the girls asked one of their friends to be in the wedding, one of my past brides, and like the person originally said yes and then said no. She was going through a divorce. She just wasn't in the headspace to be like,
mature decision.
Yeah, a mature decision. Like, it hurt my bride's feelings at the time, but I remember saying like, better this than her to have a bad attitude on your wedding day.
Yeah. That would hurt someone's feelings, though, to be like,
yeah,
no. But also like, hey, she's looking out.
You don't want someone to be mean to you on your wedding day and just like,
And you know what I actually came to realize that's been such a freeing thought for me is like, other people's actions are a reflection of them and never you.
Absolutely.
So it's like, you have to just trust and believe that other people are holding themselves accountable for all their shit. And that you don't need to take on that responsibility. I feel like that's just me speaking for me. But it's like other people who don't reply to your text. That's a them problem. Maybe they're going through something, but that's not your fault, or it's not a reflection of their view or friendship of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's
that's good.
It's something that I've found really free in this past year, that it's like, Other people, I'm just holding everyone else around me accountable for your own shit. And then, you know.
Jess, very wise. Very nice.
A year of growth. 2021.
A year of growth.
A year of growth. Hey. Okay.
That'll be our autobiography.
But anyways, I guess we can kind of jump into, like we said, bridesmaids, but it's also the bridesmaids army. I think big bridal parties, and this is me.
Oh,
I have the biggest bridal party.
Yeah, call yourself out on that.
I'm calling myself out on that, but it's also like I'm looking back and I could never not. I could probably have one person standing. That if I'm like Xing all of them, I couldn't.
If you did, I'll just say it would have been your sisters and Michelle.
It's hard. It's hard.
You
I don't know.
I mean? Because I think there are people that you just like, once you open the door to like another person, a little pile of people follow. You know,
it's a good pile of people. You guys were a good pile of people.
They were a good they're a good time pile of people, but it is hard because like
either here, yeah. But I do think this is a trend that's actually going to be moving forward. Is like not as many people in your bridal party. I'm saying that big bridal parties are a thing of the past, and we're moving towards smaller bridal parties. And in that, it's here's the thing. There's go one of two ways. If you have a big bridal party, preface it to every single one of your vendors. Give your bridal party the lowdown. Like, we're only getting a few shots of you guys, and you guys are there to stand by my side. You guys have the duties of helping everyone out.
You guys are the hype people, the people that are there to have a good time. As a photographer, there are about 2 poses you can put a line of 30 people in. Because a big bridal party to me is more than 8 on each side.
Yeah.
Like, that's still kind of a lot, but like.
But just say, and I said to you, I was like, I don't expect much. Don't care for much.
No.
Give me 2 shots of that minute.
We literally, we put you in like a tunnel.
A love tunnel.
Like a love tunnel. So like people on both sides. So it's like you make it work, and it was fun. And like, for the love of God, if you have a big bridal party and you're getting ready with everyone, please get a goddamn Airbnb. Yeah. Do not stuff people in one goddamn hotel suite. I will lose my ever-loving shit. It is just too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen, too many underwear everywhere. It's just like, guys. We're just your cloud of hairspray is fucking up our lenses. So yeah, just spread out. If you got a big, I know we sound like.
No, we're trying to help people.
We're trying to help.
No, and also this is just funny because we go to weddings all the time. This is like our venting session. So just.
But again, if we're gonna bring it back to what would the divorce lady do? What WWTDLD? What would the divorce lady do? I don't think I would have an official bridal party. I think I would have my best friends like dress in some sort of like wear an earth tone, wear a shade of taupe. I don't care. Just so like I would have photos with everyone. But like I don't see myself like buying bouquets for everyone. I don't see myself like making you walk down the aisle. I don't see myself, I want the people that love me to be there. And I think I would would honestly have like an open call for speeches because I anticipate to only have like 40 people. Like the only people I want at my wedding are people that could actually give a speech about Joshua and I, or, at least one of us. Because
I better start writing.
Get it together, girl.
I already have
it. But yeah, I just think if you want your people to be there to support you, they should be there to support you with or without a uniform, and they would.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's hard because I know Joshua wants a bridal party or some sort of semblance, and I would have pictures with all the people that love us, but I wouldn't feel this pressure to have it be a bridal party. They'd just be my best friends.
Yeah,
they're just my best friends, and my best friends would be there with me to help me get in my dress and share those moments with me. But like, I don't see a need to make everything so regimented and official and like cookie cutter.
Yeah,
because
you know what, we're here for the untraditional shit.
Yeah,
there's some traditions that are gonna have to stay. But just even as us as photographers, we're just going towards a non-traditional route in this season of our career. So it's just,
for me, what I feel like more than anything it is like, it's my couples staying true to themselves. Right. And like, I really don't like, it's not I don't like, it's hard for me to watch people go through the motions of a day that they're disconnected to.
And 100%, like, have so much anxiety, and you're like, this could have been structured so different for you, and that was more true to you and your partner. And it's so hard to watch because it's like you have 300 people here and you hate being the center of attention, and you did this to please everyone around you, or because it's tradition, or because it's what was supposed to be done. Like, no, you make those rules.
This is your life. You are allowed to disappoint your mom. You are allowed, like, this whole experience of you getting married. I do agree. Yes, it is about two families coming together. It is about something. It is about something bigger than you, or it could be. I don't know your life situation, but like, honestly, if you hate being the center of attention and you want a meaningful wedding ceremony, a meaningful like celebration, better make it about you two. You better have a very small wedding, better elope, and then you can just have a party with people, and you can have your mom plan it, and you can show the fuck up and be like, yay. I'll cut the cake. I'll share my wedding video on a projector screen. 2 thumbs up.
Right.
But you know, then it can be a day that's not, that you don't have high hopes for. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's really disappointing to like introverts or people that want things to be about them, you know, want the day to be about them, when they're like brought into reality by the fact that, oh, my mother-in-law is screaming at me to take this picture with me and all my cousins, or all, you know, like, it's like, cut it out. Cut that out of there. Yes. Focus on you.
We'll preach that till we're in our grave.
If you're an adult, get used to disappointing people. Ooh. It's all right.
You're speaking right to me. You're speaking right to me, and I'm hearing it. Moving on.
Next
I'm not
on
ready.
The docket.
Next on that docket, because I'm not ready to get into self-advocacy.
But
we will someday. I'm gonna go out with the most obvious one. I put this in the middle because we all know it. Fucking favors, dude.
Dumb. They are, as a vendor that is there till the end of the night,
that will not be taken home.
You will be left with that shit. No one will remember it.
No.
Stop.
Unless you come up with something new and original that you know people fucking want.
But they're going to forget. They're going to be drunk.
We love a donation in people. And like, that's their favor. Like, we donated in your honor and that's the favor. Like, people do that. That's dope.
That's cute.
Like, stuff like that. Get creative with it. If you can come up with something that's purposeful, that helps the better good.
I feel like I have been seeing favors on the way out. Or like the favors being like the cookie table. Like, take a little doggy bag.
Hey, double up. We love to see it. We love to see the dessert being taken home because we do not want to be wasteful.
Yeah, but do not concern yourself with buying people. What did you did it though? You bought us luggage tags.
Okay, here's the thing.
Sitting in Josh's car in middle console.
Your luggage tag was your seat. It was a double.
Yeah.
But I honestly didn't care if people didn't. I really just like the idea that you take your luggage tag to your destination, aka your seat. Something about that just really got me hyped up. I don't take it back. I know all of those were left on the tables because I helped clean them up. And I'm not hurt about it because I know the reality of it. But I like to think that people were like, oh my gosh, like a travel cool theme in their head, and that's what's worth it to me. So I don't care. But also, it's a dope luggage tag. You're welcome.
If they're sitting in Josh's middle console, if we ever go anywhere again, if we ever get on a plane again, I'll bring it.
But I don't know.
Give me some examples of like wedding favors.
I've seen succulents. I've seen just in my last wedding they did Advil and a water on your way out. Funny.
That is funny.
Funny. Liked it. What else have I seen? Just little things at the table, like a little bottle of wine. I guess if you're gonna shoot it, go for it. Yeah.
These were so big. I want to Google mints. Yeah.
Mints are old school.
Anything that's like custom with the people's name on it. Yeah.
Oh, koozies.
Koozies.
No, koozies and bottle openers. No, thank you.
No, you don't need them.
We
You don't need them.
Just people won't use
People
them.
are allowed to have their beer sweat on their hands. Do not.
It is fine.
It's gonna be fine. And by the end, no one's gonna be like, I didn't get a gift.
No one's thinking
at this
that.
wedding. You know what the gift is, guys? You paid minimum $20 for their plate of food, maximum $120 for their plate of food, and their free alcohol. That's a motherfucking
free
gift.
alcohol in itself is a fucking favor. So
I'm sorry,
you're
the
welcome.
toaster does not equal out the pressure you've been under. Like, just relax.
Right.
And if someone gives a shit, this is my thing. This is, if your mom is like, you're not doing favors, why would you do favors? Say, okay, mom, you pick. I don't want to know. You show up, you do it
yourself. Yeah.
Do it yourself, mom. You buy it, you set it out, and let it go, because that'll happen.
Stuff with Mercury Retrograde getting me hard.
Mercury, you old bitch.
Yo, bitch. Things that people don't miss, like favors, like guests don't notice that, are programs.
Oh, yeah,
this is the one thing that I added on last minute to my wedding, and they were exactly ceremony programs, and nobody fucking grabbed them.
No,
I got 150 programs back in the box, and nobody fucking knew about them, which is fine. You don't need them, but I obviously have access to that stuff, and it was fine. Printing wasn't expensive, but also they were just a waste.
It's a waste. The environment, guys. The environment.
But my ceremony was 30 minutes tops.
Yeah, it's not like people are like, how long is this gonna last?
Or like, yeah,
when's the blessing done by Uncle John?
And we have a vacuum added to the mix today.
We'll see if this makes it. The drums didn't make it in, so
okay.
Certain frequencies are all right.
I'd love to see someone doing their job out there.
Well, thank you. Cleaning up.
Okay,
house.
also let's get into it. Let's get into this.
Give it to me, Jess.
Guest books.
Oh, God.
Not that we don't need them. It's something. Okay, let's just get creative with them. Is all I'm saying, because if you have found a guest book that's fun and not stupid.
Yours.
Stupid. I tried to do like an interactive one. It was like questions.
Oh, yeah.
About like, what should we name our kids? And they were just funny things like, what's your favorite memory of the couple? When is the hardest that you laughed with the couple? Like, we wanted
didn't anybody do it?
A few. Not enough. But I feel like,
and this is to say, it's not to say don't do them. Just don't put all your thought, prayers, and energy into it, guys. Right. It's all right.
My thought on this, which this is what I don't know, maybe people didn't know what to do because it was really different. But it was also like, my wedding moved like really fast. So like no one was like, hey, kind of bored. Like, let me just check out the guest book. Like most people do. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But I think things moved really quick, and then people were drinking, and I don't know. But
I never think, unless I think if your guest book is genuinely something that you are going to hang in your house, if you're genuinely going to hang the wood chuggy sign in your living room that says the Millers 2021, then that's fair enough, right?
Fair enough.
But like anything else, no. Also, let me tell you, I would be shocked to my core if someone didn't choose to have a wedding or a guest book. I'd be shocked to my core if someone came up to me and be like, hey, where's the guest book? I haven't seen a guest book around. No one's gonna fucking ask.
No one knows. Nobody knows.
No one's gonna ask.
Just be creative with it. I did see this one. Do you think that this is true? You're not. But it was an old phone, and that people can leave voicemails, and then you go back and listen to them.
Yeah, that's cute.
Will we listen to them?
I wouldn't. But I think it's cute.
Imagine like your drunk groomsmen being like, me again.
I would do more of like a video.
So this is
I
what
would like
I
the
saw.
video with the audio combined.
I would love if someone just fucking camcordered it.
Yeah.
And just passed it around. It's like everyone goes around. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
It's funny.
But just like, that's good footage.
Good footage.
Good footage. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Moving along. Hashtags.
But go on any wedding hashtag. Go on any wedding hashtag. max 8 pics.
Max 8 pics. It was a thing. When it was big, it was big. When Snapchat filters were around, no?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But I feel like nowadays it's not. Also, like everyone, people are only posting one pic. So, and it's their best Facetune pic.
And it's a picture of them. It's their garb at the wedding with their person.
I don't know. This just doesn't serve a purpose anymore in 2021, I don't think.
I give a big thumbs down to wedding hashtags. Don't waste energy on it. Don't think about it. It doesn't actually matter. People won't use it unless you want it. I think they're cute when it's like, it's not necessarily a wedding hashtag, but it's a couple hashtag. And it's like when the couple uses it throughout life.
Yeah.
And then you can click on the hashtag and people can see how you've grown. The wedding hashtag will die there.
Max 8 pics.
9 times out of 10.
Max 8 pics.
Max 8 pics. Then again, unless you've been using it throughout your engagement and you're posting about
because, you know, I've been in a few weddings lately. And we just do a shared album. And that's the new jam. Is shared albums on iPhones. And that is where you get all your pics. Everyone adds them in. And that's your gallery. That's your new hashtag.
I literally want to look at some wedding hashtags that I've been to.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
but they're also like people even like post on Facebook like, this is his last name, this is mine. Need a good hashtag.
You don't.
You literally don't. You need like Jess and Joe 2020.
Sure.
Like, and it's just everyone's so set on that. Like that comes with a wedding at, you know, and if you found a good one, cool. But I just feel like it's becoming outdated.
Yeah. People don't.
I did one at my wedding. I'm not to say that I'm too cool for it. Let's go, Jess and Joe.
Okay.
Because our whole thing, we're like, let's go.
LFG.
Yeah, it was everywhere. So we did Let's Go, Jess and Joe.
But you could still use that.
But literally 2 photos. That's why I'm saying.
Did you check?
That's why I'm saying that hashtags are out, because I made one, lived one.
Let's see.
And I found like 3 photos. My sister used one. Shout out, Kristen. I saw you do it. Thank you.
I'm looking.
But it's out. Time. It's outdated, you guys. I'm sorry.
Fewer than 100 posts. We got 3. But who's...
One of them's not even for me.
Not you.
One of them's not even for me.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy, for Let's Go, Jess and Joe.
And Bostic.
Shut up,
2 groomsmen.
I'm just saying, from someone who thought it was going to be a success, bombed. So
yeah,
that's proof. The proof is in the pudding. That's what Meg Nye would say. Meg Nye taught me that. The proof is in the pudding.
Meg Nye taught you proof is in the pudding?
Never heard. Yeah. I probably haven't heard it since I was like probably 5. Also, Meg Nye, soon to be on this podcast.
Meg Nye will be on this podcast. Not to be confused with her father, Bill Nye.
The science guy.
Meg Nye.
We'll get into that.
Badass bitch.
She's a badass bitch.
Okay. Yeah, I can know. I can.
These last 2 are controversial.
I'm ready for it.
These are also our opinions.
These are our opinions, and there are probably reasons for them.
But these are just things I think that are on their way out. I'm not saying like RIP. RIP then.
Yeah, we're not saying like we wouldn't shoot it. We wouldn't be excited about couples that would have.
We're not dogging anyone who has it or has done it in the past.
Yeah.
We should have prefaced with that.
Yeah.
Here's something that I think is on its way out. Pastels.
Yeah, praise be.
But we see it. We want bold. We want rich tones. We want jewel tones.
Do pastels include just like white and green? That's on the spectrum.
It is on the spectrum. I think that they are closer to it. I'll accept it.
Are we talking pastels in just florals, themes, editing?
All inclusive. I'm thinking bridesmaid dresses. I'm thinking theme of the wedding.
I would never turn down like a blush pink bridesmaid dress.
I don't think blush is pastel. I'm talking pastel. But I'm thinking rich tones over pastel.
Yeah.
So I'm just going towards color palettes.
Yes.
Yeah. That are in now that I think
are. That's not to say like a light shade isn't thrown in there.
No, I'm not to say that. I also think like a whole mismatch of shit is cool. If there's some pastels thrown in with rich tones, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't have like a wedding in my mind that had that. Yeah. I don't know. It also depends on what the florist does with it.
True. How it all
what
ties
time of
together.
year it is.
How it all ties together is important, but just in general, as a color palette.
What don't you like about it? Just like you want it to be more like punchy and more like
like
rich
I'm talking terracotta versus lilac. Not that they're in the same.
Those are completely different colors.
Yeah,
also, as you have pastel ass nails.
Nail trends are different than bridesmaid dresses.
We're specifically talking about bridesmaids dresses.
I think that's where my head went.
Okay.
When I thought this out.
I got little to no opinion about it. I don't know. I'd have to see it. I'd have to see it IRL. But also like some bold colors, I'm like, fuck, dude.
You went too bold.
You went too bold. Like, here's a top tip, and I don't know if anybody cares about this. But in your skin, there are undertones, right? You know, oranges, greens, reds. Red dresses can make it real hard to edit, to tone them down, to get them to match with the flow. Like, especially
it's a photo editing tip. I've yet to photograph red dresses. So I don't know.
Really? Yeah. Because then when if you try to dial down the red tones, you might dial down their skin tones.
Right.
So avoid. There's certain things to avoid.
But also, who are we?
Just do whatever the fuck you want, honestly. We can end it with that, too. We'll have a big speech about that.
But really, you don't have to listen
to strangers on the internet on a podcast.
No. Here is the last one.
All right, Jess.
Bear with me here. Ohioans.
I know what's happening.
But it has to be said.
Do it.
Barn weddings.
Mic drop.
Hey.
There are so many reasons for this. Please don't panic. Please
do not panic, because what we mean by this is pick your barn. We're in Ohio. We're in Ohio. Yeah. We get it. We get that
50% of our weddings are
not
barns.
Over fuck. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We get it. We love them. They're fun. We don't hate them. It is what we do.
No.
But there are some that we just need to be careful about choosing.
Okay. If you are going to spend big motherfucking money on a barn.
Big motherfucking money.
Please, for the love of God, make sure it's air conditioned.
You're spending money. You're spending money. Bare minimum. It needs to be cooled down.
If this is like an old barn in the middle of a field in the middle of nowhere and it doesn't have AC and it costs $1,000, book it.
Dope.
Love
that for
chill.
us.
If it is a barn that has been built in the last 15 years and they don't put air conditioning in it, they're sadists and run the fucking other way.
And nothing's included and you have to bring everything in.
No. And the aesthetic is not there. I will say, like, there are some white barns that I'm like, great. I can bounce my flash off of it. It's
aesthetic.
It's aesthetic.
It's not burlap barn.
Yeah, no. Because the brownness of barns can be very overwhelming. Mm-hmm. But granted, we make that shit work.
We do, and we love it. And we'll be there for your barn wedding. We're not. But I'm just saying, it bloomed. It bloomed 2010.
I mean, I got married in a barn. I got married
10 years. It's been there. And I feel like now, as you see these new venues opening up, our white barns they're stepping it up a notch, which is dope. We're here for the barn. Yeah. We're here for the updated, air conditioned, aesthetically pleasing barns. We'll also shoot your wedding wherever. So
yeah, please. It's not that we care. It's that barns and other venues, like, they come with their own set of like issues, right? Like lighting, big issue at barns, which is important for taking good photos and capturing your day. Like which is why, like, being in Ohio, I started using video lights. If you're a photographer and you're listening to this, invest in fucking video lights. They'll save your life. It's basically just like spotlights that you turn on, because there are certain venues that flash just doesn't work. It won't bounce right. It won't work right. I don't like using direct flash. And video lights basically just like adds lights to the space, and I fucking love them. And that came from shooting in barns that didn't give me light, that things were really hard to bounce off of and create like the look and the quality that I was aiming for. But I mean, you got married in a wooden space as well. I mean, it was lightweight.
It was lightweight. I mean, it's a lodge.
Yeah, it was just like,
but it's also like barn vibes.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, the inside was.
It was. Yeah.
Which is fine.
But that's to say, again, some barns are psychotically expensive just because they're barn wedding venues.
Just be careful with that, though. Make sure what you want and you envision yourself there. And yeah, we're not talking to anyone who had a barn wedding. I know a lot of people
did. She basically did.
Yeah, it is what
she
it
had
is.
An off-brand barn wedding.
I would say it was like a...
It was a lodge. It was a cozy lodge, but it was
summer camp vibes.
Floor to ceiling brown. Courtroom brown. Like my first apartment with Josh.
Courtroom
brown, floor to ceiling. Which is all good. It's really weird being a wedding vendor because we just see the same shit over and over and over again, right? Like, I'm sure people that have other careers can relate. Like, you know, it's hard because this is sensitive. It's like, people
but that was me. But no, it's like, no, your shit was dope though. Like,
yeah,
we're not here to dog it.
Yeah,
we're literally talked about trends that we think will be going in and out for the next couple of years, or stuff that we think is done, or stuff that we think will be helpful to you.
Yeah,
it's all in good fun, and it's all in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes that we see every weekend, or the same mistakes that I made just a year ago, that Rach made when she got married, like
5 years ago.
So it's just like, we kind of know, you know, we just want you to save money where you can, and we want you to throw away the things that don't matter. And if they do matter to you and you're like, no, fucking favors are my jam and I want to make it purposeful, go for it.
So
we don't.
You do you.
It's us. It's just us. We'll support you either way.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about venues, like circling back to that for a sec, is choose the venue that, one, has the best value for you. Like, there could be a variety of reasons why you choose a venue. Like, I think, you know, I had a bride who was like so chill, right? Got married in a ballroom because it did everything for her. She didn't have to worry about food, didn't have to worry about like setup, tear down.
We're living easygoing, bride.
You know, there was only a limited amount of like stuff she could do decor wise. She was just like, easy.
We love it.
It wasn't vibey.
Love to see it.
It wasn't vibey.
Fine.
It was easy.
But if that's what works for you and that's what you care about, and all you care about is fucking getting down the aisle that day and partying with your friends, do it up.
Do it.
Yeah, we're not here to stand in your way.
No.
We get it.
I don't want anyone to hate us, but it's wedding trends. What are you going to do?
It's trends. We think that they'll ebb and flow forever, and we're just commenting on them.
One trend I'll add to the mix, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this before, but this is about the wedding dress.
Big one.
Here's the deal, guys. Get a dress you can fucking walk in. Get a dress you can move in. Get a dress you don't care that gets dirty. If you're going to spend $8,000 on a dress, you better not fucking care that it costs $8,000. You better be wearing it. Whether it's cost $1,000 or $8,000, it is too much.
Or get to.
Yeah.
Get to that one you can break it down in, that you're comfortable to dance in, that you're ready to move in.
Yeah.
Then get to and make, make
get
those work in your budget.
And get one from wherever the fuck.
Right.
But also, I think it's really important for you to pick the dress you're the most comfortable in.
Yeah.
You feel the hottest in. Not that you think is the hottest dress, but that you feel the hottest in, that you feel the best in. Because it is heartbreaking to see a bride look at herself in the wedding day and like pick herself apart.
Mm-hmm. Or just so many
or
times.
Say like, you can edit that out, right?
Or just so many times where that brides have been so uncomfortable in dresses because it's too heavy, because it's too hot, it's too big. It's like, yeah, you probably didn't walk more than 5 steps when you tried this on, did you? Now you're carrying this extra fucking 10 pounds.
And like, already I felt like there have been some wedding dresses that like I couldn't even like pose my couples. I couldn't even have them like interact normally because it was like the dress only looked good from one angle, or she could only move her arm this high.
I'm running into that a lot. I feel like as a photographer, I base myself in a lot of candid moments in a documentarian style, and I do a lot of movement-based prompts. And if you can't move in your dress, I can't give you movement-based prompts. It's a lot more posing, which is not really my style. Yeah. So that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I've been comfortable.
To
this is all to say, like, whatever trend you do or don't follow, like, just make sure it's true to you. Like, make sure you are, creating a wedding day, and a party you're genuinely excited to go to, genuinely excited to be a part of, because, you're spending a lot of money on it. And
that's really what it comes down to. It's like, we know how much money goes into it. We work in this racket of a fucking industry.
Yeah.
And we want it to be worthwhile. We want it to be, I mean, Rach said it best, true to you.
Yeah.
And these trends, you can fucking follow or stick with them as long as it's true to you. That's all we really care about.
Yeah. And they're also, keep in mind, they're fucking trends. Like, these
trends are going to come and go.
They're going to come and go. Like, when our parents were getting married, it was a 3-hour event. Now it's
a weekend.
It's week. Oh, yeah.
It's a whole week. I mean, now it's becoming like a whole weekend experience for people.
It's like the rehearsal, then the wedding, then the day after brunch.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Do what you want. Do what you can. And that's the thing. I mean, I just had a consult with my bride for this weekend, and I was like, are you starting to hand things over? Are you starting to have conversations with your loved ones to tell them, on your wedding day, you shouldn't have to answer questions. You shouldn't have to, like, are you starting to hand things off? Because
delegate those tasks.
I want you to be present on your day and create a day that you want to be present for, that you're there for, that, you aren't going to care about favors or programs or, like, you want to enjoy your day. You want to be there for it.
And if you're losing sight of that while in your planning process, because you can get pretty neurotic, exhibit A, me, just surround yourself with people who are going to ground you, who are like, favors don't fucking matter or programs don't matter.
Right.
And if you're like, no, I'm a gift giver. That's my love language. I want to do favors. Go for it.
Go for it.
We're not here to tell you no.
But don't be mad at your guests when they don't.
When they don't take it home and they don't.
Because
that's not their love language.
That's not their love language.
But no, we just want to help you guys out.
Yeah.
In things that we think could be important, but also do fucking you, bruh.
And you guys just like killed it on the Insta stories answers.
We're coming at you live with some of that shit, and you guys want deep shit from us, so you shall receive.
You shall receive, yeah. Right now we're in like crazy wedding mode, so it's so easy for us to just like bullshit about weddings and like, man, we've seen some stuff, but we're excited to get back into the relationship aspect of this podcast and really hit into
dive
some
deep
hard stuff.
Yeah.
Jess and I, full disclosure, just had a meeting with some podcast dude earlier and got some tips. So, like, full disclosure, we need you guys. We need you guys to share our stuff and to, post your favorite stuff on your stories, maybe your favorite episode, like, subscribe. Like, we're on YouTube. Just subscribe even if you don't want to see our faces or watch on there. Like, subscribe and review us, because we want to do this and we want to be able to do this more and to better quality and more often. And we can't do that unless we start making a little bit of money.
Making a little bit of money.
A little bit of money. I pay my bills. I pay my bills.
Hey.
I don't know what that song
I don't know.
is.
I've never heard it.
I get a little money. I pay my... Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But no, that's so honestly so important to us right now. I mean, to share, to like to subscribe.
The support we've gotten so far
has been fucking awesome.
Awesome and overwhelming. And we were just like two best friends that wanted to spend time together and thought we could bullshit and have a little fun. And it's turned into being something that we can genuinely see us doing professionally. Are people professional podcasts?
I don't know how that works. Or
I don't know either. But we can see us doing it on a much more official level. But we need your support. So, you know, post on your stories, tell your friends, and let's fucking do this thing together. Yeah. And we're just going to try to do right by you and to speak to you and your stories and be a part of your lives.
Yeah. And more importantly, like, all that stuff you guys send us and DMs and stuff, we want to make you guys a part of it. We want your voices to be heard.
Yeah.
So keep that coming in. If we're not answering on the podcast, we'll obviously get back to you via DMs and stuff. But like, what you guys want to hear from us is what we're going to give you from here on out. So we appreciate you. We freaking love you. And we'll be back next week.
We will be back next week. Thank you guys for listening to us dog weddings.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.